their first ever Southland Conference Regular Season Baseball Championship. We've got Coach Mike Silva with us. First off, Coach, congratulations. I know the emotions are still going through you right now. It's got to be taking a little while to soak in, but just your initial thoughts on what this team has accomplished this year, doing something that no other Colonel baseball team has done before.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to put it in words right now, how much it means for me to see those kids celebrating and how much it means to them and the people in our community that do such a tremendous job supporting us every day. It's unbelievable. I mean, it went through my mind. I stood at a podium 2 years ago and said we're going to win championships, and I think people thought it sounded good, and he's got some energy, and the second season we did it, and so it's tremendous, and I'm really proud for all of our players and the coaches and our staff and all the people we work with every day that support us. It's just tremendous.
What has it taken in 2 short years to get to this point? You've talked about the players, you've talked about the coaches. We know you are a huge piece of this, but what are the words you use to put into perspective how you guys have done this so quickly?
Yeah, I just told them the first time we met, the key to chemistry is love, and you have to play for each other. I think a lot of times coaches stand in front of a group and they talk about me and I, and they use those words, and I used you and us and we, and you I use because you have to buy in and believe in me. I have to develop trust in you. I don't expect you to believe in me right now, and trust me, you don't know me. And I'm going to work really hard to earn your respect and trust, and at the same time, I wanted them to do the same. And so I think just listening to them and the young men in that locker room, the older guys that have been here, the buy-in from day one has been tremendous. And hats off to them. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, when I say everything I've ever asked them to do, they do. Even probably sometimes when they don't want to. And so it's awesome.
You always tell me there's a lot of guys in this team who don't have bad days. They've got good days. They have great days. You say this all the time. One more question on you before we talk about the team and this remarkable effort tonight. You're a guy who's seen every level of baseball. You're well-traveled. It took you a while to get your first Division I head coaching job. Jonathan J.T. Terrell, of course, gave you that chance a year ago. For you, in your journey, can you put into perspective for people what this means to you, having this kind of moment, leading your own group at the top?
Ma'am, no, I can't. I can't. I can't. I've been so fortunate, and to have people believe in me, to have JT and our administration believe in me, and hand over the reins to this program, and really not just believe in me, but they really kind of stay out of my way and let me do my thing. Sometimes it's probably unique and frustrating, and all they do is continue to support me, and they're there for me. They have my back, and that's really powerful. And so, as far as myself and my journey, I'll have a moment with my wife probably here in a little bit. It's been a long journey, and I always tell the kid I'm a nobody from nowhere. I don't ever feel like I've accomplished enough or done enough, and I look across to the other dugout sometimes, and I'm impressed by them and their resumes and what they've accomplished as players and as coaches. And I got my first opportunity in Clarendon College in Clarendon, Texas. It's like just over 1,800 people, 60 miles from Amarillo, and then probably another whole bunch of miles from the next town. And to think that 16 years or whatever it was ago, it's been a long time, 20 maybe, long that I started doing that, to think that I'd be standing here today or sitting here today, it's humbling. I think success and opportunities are extremely humbling.
I appreciate you delaying the Celebration Season Baseball Championship. Let's go to the game here a little bit, Coach. In a way, this is sort of the way the season has gone in terms of you guys handling everything thrown your way. Jacob Mayers has been remarkable. As good a freshman as there is in the country, he struggled a little bit early. You guys are down 2-1. Austin Kane comes up, clutched the 3-run homer in the third. What did you see from your guys offensively in the bounce back when your ace all year didn't quite have it going tonight?
Yeah, I'll start. The offense was tremendous. I'll start with Jacob. We're asking a lot from him.
Yeah.
He's carried us all year, and I'm not saying he's been good. He has carried us every time we need him to deliver. He's delivered, and we're on short rest 2 weeks in a row, and that young man wants the ball, and he's a fierce competitor. And it was hard to go take the ball from him, but you can't. He didn't have it today. We're asking a lot. He carried us last week when we needed a win, and it was time for the other guys to step up and do it. And they're capable of it, and they know. Those guys really care about each other, and they know. They had to step up. They couldn't let him go out that way, and before the postseason, before the conference tournament. And so, just proud of them. And then offensively, just finding ways to do it, whether it's a bunt, a home run, different guys stepping up. Really up and down the lineup has been, it's kind of our story all year. It's not always pretty. It's usually just gritty, but we find a way.
Austin Kane's a guy you and I talked about a lot in the preseason, a guy who had a great first year here. His first year with you, he struggled last year. There's no way around it. There were high expectations. For him to do what he did tonight, two out RBI double in the first. a 2-out, 3-run homer in the third. He carried you guys early. What can you say about the season he's had and the performance tonight?
Well, he's just such a high character young man, and we challenged him in the offseason to come back and be better. And I thought at times a year ago he was a little bit scared of the moment, and he'd make it too big. And he's just playing with so much confidence. And even if he doesn't have a great day, it doesn't turn into a bad week or a bad month. So yeah, it's huge to get to see him have that night tonight. It's awesome just to see the work that he's put in. He's made some adjustments in his swing with Coach Rhodes, and he shows up every day. He's a great kid, man. Coaching him is easy, and I'm just really happy for him, and I want him to enjoy this.
We can talk about a lot of guys offensively. I want to save you the time and let you celebrate with the team here, Coach. Got to ask you about the bullpen. There's a bunch of guys you can name. Josh Mancuso, bases loaded jam, nobody out. He comes in. He gets a strikeout on Tristan Moore, who had hit the home run, and he gets an inning double play. That was a gigantic moment. That turned the entire game. Yeah,
it was the game. The game was in the balance, and that's why we felt like we had to make the move to the left-hander. And Josh did it the night before, and he's got some confidence right now, which he's probably struggled with at times this year. The year hasn't probably gone how he wanted or we wanted it to go, but he shows up every day and works. He cares. He believes, and so that was huge for him to be able to do that.
Nico Saltaformaggio gives you an inning and 2/3, and then you hand it over to two guys who've been around this program a good bit. Chase Gearing, 3 1/3 sensational innings, doesn't allow a run. Cade Evans closes it out. What'd you see out of those two guys? Obviously, Cade's a guy who's been here forever.
Yeah, both of them. Josh too, man. Like those older guys, I feel like at times this year they want it so bad. They want to do so good. And tonight I knew they did, and I was concerned about that. Just them trying to do too much instead of making their pitches and maybe gripping a little bit too tight and overthrowing. But they stayed in the moment. And, it's special to see them go out on the big stage. And when we're playing for a lot and trying to do something nobody's ever done and see them deliver, look, that's a moment nobody can ever take from them. And they're going to be sitting down in the coaches committee, years from now, probably having an ice-cold Diet Coke and reminiscing about it.
Well, Coach, I can't thank you enough here for taking the time. The final question to you, you win this. This was obviously the first goal. What's now the plan here? You've got an outright title. You've got the 1 seed. How do you guys kind of get yourselves ready for, obviously, the next goal, which is going to be trying to win the Southland tournament next week?
We're going to enjoy this tonight.
Of course.
And we'll deal with the Southland Conference tournament sometime on Sunday.
Okay.
The guys will have an off day on Sunday. We travel on Monday to Lake Charles, and so we'll regroup. I want them to enjoy this. Championships are so hard. Mm-hmm. It's so hard. There's people who have done this for a really long time that never get to experience one. And so the last few years of my life, I feel extremely blessed and fortunate to have been really lucky. And then for us to do it here, I can't tell you how much it means to me that nobody has ever done it before, and these young men were able to accomplish it. To be the first one is, man, it's incredible. And so we're going to enjoy this tonight with our staff and the players, and we're going to come out tomorrow, and we'll figure out what's going on tomorrow when we get there. We're going to enjoy this.
Nichols joined the Southland in 1992. This is their first ever regular season championship. Mike Silva in year 2 delivers it. Coach, can't thank you enough. Huge congratulations to you. Go enjoy this one.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Coach.